Hello and welcome. So today I got my SAP CPI certifications, and well, I'm pretty happy about it. It has taken me quite some time to really get to this point, and yeah, there's obviously a lot of fun stuff going out in this perspective, and what do you need to do, and what's a cool thing about these things. So I did create a small blog post on it. Let me just put it into the chat so you can see this. Um, and obviously, it will probably be some of the same thing I'll be covering in this. And if you have any comments, questions, just put them into the chat while I'm live or afterwards. Then I will try to cover those things. So yes, thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. Yeah, I should probably be sharing this cool badge that I got now that shows I've gotten this thing. So some of the thoughts on this and what I've seen on it. So yeah, so obviously it's a good way to show what you've learned and that you've mastered a specific topic. Let me just get this thing away. And I think that is where a certification really makes sense. When going through this certification, it seemed like it has not really been done, updated for a long period of time, which made it kind of strange. I think the first question is, what is SAP Leonardo? And yeah, I guess that was just something because you had a long experience with SAP, then this would be useful. Graham, cool question. So I have not had any SAP courses to do those things. I've done some open SAP courses. That's probably a good thought on that, to use the open SAP courses. They do give a lot of the insights on at least the platform level. So yeah, there's a lot of questions about the global, how SAP is going, what's the cloud platform, and these kind of things. I find it a little funny, not really, yeah, not that optimal in that perspective. Then yeah, some of the things is a little outdated, and I guess maybe that's just because some of the features come up. So one of the question was, if you have a JSON to JSON mapping, how would you do that? And the question was something like JSON, XML to JSON message mapping, and then the other way around. And now it's like, well, you can just use the message JSON message mapping. But obviously that's some of the more cutting edge ones. And then obviously some of the things is it's the badge that I'm paying for. I guess that yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and then some of the question I think is a little too simplified to really matter that much. Yeah, which type of authentication can you use in some scenarios where it's like, yeah, okay. I would say that there's a lot of technical questions where you need to know specific things, but it's also some business related things. What's the license model, and why do you want S4 as a part of this process? I'm probably also going to take the PI's or PO75 exam because it makes sense. So the questions I don't really think matters that much to real-time integrations. Oh, I can probably put it on, right? Maybe again. So here. So yeah, I don't think it matches with the real-time integrations that much. It's some different things that is going on when you're doing integration in real times. Thank you, Abraham. I guess one of the ways that you can get certifications is to go through the SAP Certification Hub, and you can buy a number of certificates or attempts to take these things. And I guess then it makes sense that you can cover all of these different things and try more of these things and see how it goes. Rookie numbers in what? My number of certifications? Yes, I only have 2 certifications and one is expired. So I got my first one in 2004. And yeah, really not. Oh, cool. Glad. Yeah. Yeah. So certifications, I don't really see that much reason for it. I think obviously it makes sense, and if you're in the beginning of your careers, to show you have some certificates. And but then on the other hand, it's like it's not really teaching you or showing that you can actually do something. So in the comments, you will also find the blog I just wrote on this topic. And I think there's a lot of things that you can actually do that would prove that you are a better CPI developer than just taking a certification. And I think a lot with my CPI courses, a lot of people are coming there, taking the Maresh. This is live, and it's also being recorded. So glad you could join me here. Don't read the comments and don't follow a thread that you're doing here. But glad you're all participating. I think that's the most fun part here. Did I lose my track? Thanks. So I guess the thing about sharing questions is probably a little bit problematic on that topic, and I think that's also one of the challenges in this perspective, because there is a number of different certificate dumps out there you can find. You can study them, and there would probably I need to answer 80 questions. There's probably a few more that they can switch around in. So yeah. It's probably the better way to get all of these questions. I think this is an interesting question. How much knowledge is new compared to PO? So I think there is a lot of things that are different in that perspective, where you in the PO world, yeah, as I recall the certification, that's 15 years ago, it focused a lot about the PI and everything like that that's going on. In the CPI certification, it covers a lot about the SAP Cloud Platform, S/4HANA, all these different kind of things. Maybe it's like 40% that is not really related to what you will be doing as an integration consultant when working with CPI. I think so via my courses, people asking, does your CPI course enable me to take the certifications? And that was the reason why I wanted to take the certification, because then I knew this is what we are able to do. This other, yeah. Once you've done this is pretty simple to get around and handle. But it's like, yeah. How do I update and what's my focus area? I think definitely I will not go into the topic and about teaching these things that will enable you to take the certification better. I will probably more be focusing on the area that makes it easier for you to get started with CPI, because if you're coming from a PI platform, you have a lot of the experience going on with it, and mappings and everything like that. In a CPI world, it's a lot different, and you need to understand it. How do you build stuff? What's the common? And I think that's the thing I'm trying to cover in my courses on cpicourse.com, to give you an idea about how do you really get to develop these things. And I think that is where my focus area is, giving people, I think the course is like 4 hours. I think the standard CPI course is 4 days, 3 days, something like that. And then you probably need some prerequisite on top of it. And obviously those things still give you a lot of value. You learn a lot more than you'll do in my trainings. What I will be focusing on is just the things that allow you to actually get started. What kind of patterns do you need to consider what's going on in it? Actually, one of the things that the topic didn't cover was, for instance, this thing about GMS messages or enterprise messages, which I think is really an important topic in it. Error handling. There was a few topics about if you fail a message, where does it end up? Stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, and so I think that kind of process is a lot better to learn the CPI on, because get the root concept, figure out how to start, what are the basic building blocks on this, and once you have done that, you can go to the next level about applying the knowledge you have in different ways. And then you can, so one of the things in the blog, I do write that you can go in, do some kind of cool migrations or integrations between two different platforms. It can be anything. The more business relevant it is, the better. Or it could be using the SAP apps API, sap.com, finding an API there, mash it up with something else, share some of the knowledge you got on a blog. I think that is a lot better approach to show what you have done than just getting a certification, because that is the easy way around. So yeah, that's definitely a better way. Obviously, I don't know if you and I think a lot of the people trying my courses is also unemployed or in a different career wanting to get into SAP. And I think it's probably difficult taking that certification, because you need to be a part of a company that does these things. I don't know if you can find some online courses or some online companies that sells these licenses to individuals. So there's a number of SAP Press books, and I think they just updated the CPI one. I also think that one is focusing a little more about learning CPI and not the full SAP Cloud Platform Leonardo. And if I had created the book, probably some of those Leonardo things, some of the deprecated thing would probably go out, which makes it a little difficult to do that things. And yeah, if I'll change my course, probably not. I should probably update it, because the way we're doing CPI, and I think that also spans back to when the certification was created. I'm not really sure when it was, but I expect it is a little older than and a lot of things that happen. Obviously, so I was also contemplating, there will probably not, or it does not really make sense for SAP to update the CPI certification. I think it would make more sense for them to create a CPI or Cloud Integration Suite course that teaches the full platform, and then you can specialize in one of the different areas, and then you can get a certification that covers all of the integration suite. I think then you start up with an area where you can maybe spend 20% or 10% on the CPI or SAP platform or cloud platform, and then the rest could be about the different open connectors, integration content advisor, open and API management, all these things that also is a part of the suite that you need to find a way that you can use and is more relevant for users in that process. So yeah, thanks for all the questions. Are there anything I did not answer or was too fast going? Just put them into the chat. And great seeing all of you and all your comments. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and talking about the value of it. Obviously, this thing about posting certifications, I don't really know. I see a lot of people do it to show what they have done. Now I'm creating a video about it to brag, but hopefully give a little more context about what it is going on in that perspective. I think, yeah, obviously the places where it makes sense if you're a customer, SAP customer, to give your customers this, the employees the certifications, probably not as, yeah, to certify them and see how well they've done, but as a way to show you appreciate that they keep learning, figuring out what new kind of stuff. And the same if you're a service integrator, giving it to your employees so you're sure that, and yeah, you can, so we do invest in our employees. We make sure they are current, and obviously there's all these things about, well, how much it really tests and how current it is. Is CPI a complete replacement of HCI? Graham, yeah, there's CPI still there's some incompatibilities between these two platforms, and there's some things that's easier in CPI. Other things is still better in PIPO. So there, yeah, definitely that. I'd say over the last year, a lot of the things have been minimized. I do think that the CPI is a lot better when you're developing new integration. That would be the only place I would develop integration. I think the area currently that it's still lacking is the B2B capabilities, trading partner management, these kind of things, where you're probably better off still using PO75. But if you're talking about anything that needs to be, yeah, anything that's probably not on those things, CPI is definitely the way to go. And CPI and HCI is just a new name. And I think probably that's also one of the cool things about some certification. If they're using old SAP product names, and it's like, well, what is this? And is this even available at the moment? So thanks for all the questions. Let me see, are there anything I forgot in this? Let me know. Yeah, I'm just trying to go through some of these different things to see what is there. But yeah, if you have comments, questions, just put them into the chat. And thanks for joining me here. See what's going on here. That's not important. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. But yeah, I do think it is. Yeah, some certification does make sense in those perspectives. where you want to show you invest in the training. But I don't think that you will get a new job because you got certified, because it just covers way too shallow. And if you want to take the SAP standard courses, it is pretty expensive to go that route to learn these things. Questions, comments, put them into the chat. You've been really good at it so far. So thank you. I really appreciate it. What else? Do we have anything else? So how many certificates or certifications have you gone through? I guess is also a valid question. Yeah, I think that was all I wanted to cover in the session today. I guess I probably need to be a little more structured and have some better time for Q&A. But I think that the main value about doing online trainings, online videos, is the part about getting feedbacks on your questions. But yeah, Derek, thanks for the CPI books. Probably also a good way to get some knowledge on it, to understand some of the different concepts. And again, if you want to get certified, there's a lot of stuff that you probably don't need in those books. Cool, great. Yeah, and I guess this was a long rant on some of the things I do love and is useful about the certification. So it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like, connects, or whatever you do in the platform you're at. So thanks for joining.